5 years ago, I got bacterial vaginosis for the first time. I would do metronidazole, so many rounds of it. It came back in 3 days every time, and I felt like the doctors just kept throwing more antibiotics at me, and it wasn't working. I got Happy V on Amazon. It's been a huge relief. My life's so much better. It's huge. Lifetime customer.
Let's start back at the beginning. What were you facing health-wise? What was your biggest health struggle that really prompted you to look for solutions?
I would say about 5 years ago, I got bacterial vaginosis for the first time, and I would do so many rounds of it. It came back in 3 days every time, and I felt like the doctors they just kept throwing more antibiotics at me, and it wasn't working. And so that was 5 years ago when I started doing a lot of research, and then had been dealing with it on and off for about 2 years. And then I don't even know what cocktail of products I ended up finding on Amazon at that time, but that worked for a time being. And then it came back after I got a copper IUD. And then it was the same thing. It just kept coming back, and I couldn't really figure out how to keep it away. So yeah, I got antibiotics and Happy V on Amazon just because I wasn't going to go through my doctor again. Just knew that wasn't going to be helpful. And so far, so good. I took the last round of antibiotics, I think about 3 months ago. And then I've just been using Happy V, and yeah, I'm hopeful.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. If you walk me back a little bit, you said like when you started, I think you said 5 years ago, was there anything that you noticed that changed that maybe led to getting BV, or was your like doctor helpful at all with kind of pinpointing what could be happening or educating you on what was going on at all?
I don't really know. It just happened when I was on vacation. I can't think of the cause. And yeah, the doctor didn't really say much. I know that I started researching like foods to avoid, and alcohol, sugar, things like that. But yeah, it just came on randomly.
Okay, yeah, the vacation. So many different things could be happening then. So it sounds like you did a lot of research on your own of what was happening, and maybe even with the IUD you talked about. How was your time of researching and trying to find things? How was that season for you?
It was difficult. Reddit is a really good resource, but everyone has different things that work for them. So it's a lot of trial and error, a ton of money. I even did EVI tests, and I tested once. I need to test again in about a month. And so if there's a big improvement, I would be happy to follow up with you with those results. But yeah, it was just frustrating, the research, and also I just have so much empathy for everyone else that's going through a similar struggle. I've spent in the last 5 years dealing with this issue. I felt like I've spent well over $1,000 trying to treat. It's embarrassing to talk about. Reddit has been a good resource to be able to
to share and learn things from other people. If you don't mind sharing, what are some of the different things that you were trying?
There's like vitamin C suppositories, different probiotics that just have different formulas, bunch of different lactic acid suppositories, lactoferrin.
I know how that feels of, oh, maybe this one will work, or maybe this one, and just keep trying that way too. Yeah. So how did you hear about Happy V?
It's the number one thing that comes up on Amazon, and just like all the reviews. And then also doing research of the different probiotic strains, and that I learned a lot about like the different varieties from the EVI tests. Just researching like all those different strains, I feel like, and comparing formulas.
Yeah.
Like
How was
it's
that?
the most.
Yeah, how was that? You don't have to be like your own scientist or pharmacist or something.
Yeah, I even had prescription probiotics and prescription boric acid. And even if you go to Whole Foods and get like the women's probiotics, it doesn't have the most important strains for a healthy microbiome.
Right. Has a bunch of fillers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I commend you for taking things into your own hands and doing your own research and learning about the different strains and comparing different products and not giving up hope and contending for your health. So that's awesome. It's great to hear. How long have you been taking Happy V? And what has your
I think about 3 months, just since I finished the antibiotics.
Okay. Yeah, right after that. What's your experience been so far?
It's been a huge relief. I feel like I've just lived so long just being paranoid about what's happening, and that has like impacted relationships and things. So it really has given me a lot of peace of mind. I'm not like worried every day, or and that is a huge relief.
Yes, I think for those that haven't experienced it and then experience it, you don't realize how much it plays into your day to day and
Oh
affects.
yeah, when I had the IUD, I thought about it all day, every day, and yeah, I just couldn't live like that anymore.
Yeah. What were some things that you weren't able to do when you were thinking about it, is always on your mind, that you're able to do now, you would say?
I think obviously just being more comfortable, like sexually,
Yeah.
not feeling insecure, and then just not always monitoring what's going on every time I use the bathroom.
Which
Yeah.
is all the time ever.
Yeah. No, yeah, I thought it was every time
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing that. Have you tried any other Happy V products yet?
I haven't.
Okay. Is there any that you would be interested in?
Yeah, I don't know what the other products are.
Okay, yeah, I can tell you. So we have a digestive enzyme, which is great for if you're going to eat like a big meal, you can take that. I personally take it daily because I have gut and digestive issues, so I take that daily. We have a liquid chlorophyll, which is great for just detoxing, and we call it internal like deodorant that really detox from smell and other things as well. For any like symptoms around UTIs, we have 2 products there. We have a stick pack, which is like a little to-go stick pack that you can put in water. It's great for hydration and vitamin C as well. And then we have a capsule for those who have reoccurring UTIs. So those are our main products besides the pre and post.
Yeah, I would definitely. I have taken digestive enzymes before. I love those. Not this brand, but I definitely will when I restock. And yeah, also I haven't taken any chlorophyll in a while, so I'll try it.
And now that you're in a hot state,
Yes.
you're sweating all the time. A few more questions for you. Walk me through your everyday routine of maybe what you do for wellness and how you incorporate Happy V into that.
I have my little days of the week pill holder, and I do that with a lactoferrin that I got on Amazon with a bunch of water in the morning. Other wellness things, I do a lot of hot yoga, which is ironic because it's 115 degrees outside, but it actually, I feel like it helps you acclimate to the heat. And yeah, eating whole foods, mostly plant-based diet. Yeah, the daily routine.
Do you usually remember to take your Happy V like in the morning, or how do you stay consistent taking it?
I try to in the morning, but then sometimes I like to take it at night right before bed, just like without any food. And just, I feel like, I don't know if that helps or not. But yeah, just the days of the week thing helps keep me on track. And because it is so important to me, because I don't want to have symptoms again, that it's easy to remember.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. I know you've talked about it a little bit, but would love if you want to share anything more about how taking Happy V has positively influenced your life and maybe impacted your confidence as well.
Yeah, that's really it. And I feel like I don't have that much to say about it because what it is, it's my life so much better. It's huge. Lifetime customer. That's really all there is.
Yeah. Like mic drop. I love it. No, that's great to hear and super impactful. Just even you sharing a little bit how you were thinking about it all the time. You do become paranoid and how it's made a difference in your life and a Happy V. 2 more questions here for you, then we're almost done. But any other insight or tips you would have for maintaining vaginal health that has helped you or that you've done in your research?
Do you think that using like Evie or Juno is the way, just because the regular doctors like don't do those comprehensive tests. So I'm always recommending that to people, even just as maintenance, just
Yeah.
to make sure. I don't know. I'm just really passionate about this topic because I know how much of a struggle it is. I don't know if I answered that
Yeah.
question, by the way.
Yeah, so doing testing, I love what you said too, that you said, I'm going to do another test soon to see, where my levels are at. Awesome that you're like, I care about where my levels are at. And I want to keep checking to make sure I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, I wish that there were like clinics for this type of issue, just because unfortunately, as women, we get gaslit by the medical community all the time, and even by female doctors.
Yeah.
So at this point where we are with that as a society, I just think taking it into your own hands is the advice that I would give anyone.
Yeah. No, that's great to say. On that note, my last question for you, and maybe you already said it, but say a little more. If you could go back and tell yourself 5 years ago, a year ago, or maybe other people too that are walking through what you are, what advice and love would you give them?
I don't know, it's corny, but don't give up. It is a really complex issue, but help is out there. And I feel like I've had it dozens of times, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. Like if I can solve it, because it felt impossible at the time.
Love that. Advocate for yourself. And if you don't feel like you're being heard, to do research or ask other people. I think that's a big part too. Other people have gone through this, and it does make you feel isolated, right? And that you're alone and you don't know who to talk to. But
as a community manager, do you have your own community site for people to chat, or do you just reach out on social media?
Yeah, so social media, it's a great question we have. And we just started the Reddit forum as well. It's called My Happy V on Reddit. So those are some areas that we're starting just to do more community outreach. Social media is a big one too. We have people answering on our team comments and DMs all the time from people that will come to us with their personal stories and they don't know where else to go. So we try to help them as much as we can. From there, we just hear that all the time, like stories like yours, what you're sharing, that they didn't know where to go and where to turn. So a lot of people are turning to online and social media, which is okay and great, but we're passionate at Happy V, even in the content that we make, of making educational content and bringing health professionals on to answer questions or give any feedback or tips of that way too. I think something we always recommend too is it's awesome to do your own research and learn that too, but if it's switching different doctors or just trying different lifestyle things, that really is a huge part of the journey too, is our lifestyle can play a huge part. Little things that you won't even think of, changing your underwear after working out, or your swimsuit. Don't sit in your swimsuit too long. Make sure you're not eating too much sugar and all that. Yeah. It's a little snippet about what we're doing and what Happy V is about, and especially with our community. So thank you for being part of it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I talk about it all the time. Happy to.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Alena, thank you so much for just sharing some of your story and your heart and your passion, kind of what you've walked through. And I know it'll give hope to other people going through that as well. So it was a pleasure to meet you and talk with you. And thank you for being part of our community.